Can you tell me a little bit about your team-oriented One Health approach to gorilla medicine?
Well, yes, I have this amazing job. I say it is amazing. I get to spend time in a forest with an endangered species, which is the mountain gorilla. And if you've ever thought of Diane Fossey and her work, read her book, saw the movie, or maybe you've trekked, maybe you've been in Africa, but these are animals very closely related to us. They're 98.5% the same genetics. They may have long hair and they may live in a big green salad bowl, but the mountain gorillas live in families. A lot of their behaviors, both play and aggression, are familiar to us. And so my job is to be to lead the team of veterinarians that keeps them healthy. And the reason we do that, there are only 740 mountain gorillas on Earth, and they live in 2 isolated populations. And there are maybe 7 million Rwandans, for example, that their habitat includes parts of Uganda, Congo, and Rwanda. So there are 740 mountain gorillas and 7 million Rwandans and almost 7 billion people on Earth. We believe the way to ensure the future of the mountain gorillas is to have a strong veterinary team that's there mostly to prevent problems, and most of those problems come from us, because gorillas can get all of our diseases. While we are vaccinated, we cannot vaccinate those gorillas. If they saw our dart guns that often, or saw their vets that often, they would be unhabituated. But the second thing is that they are habituated to people. Because we have a strong tourism program, but mostly it's for their protection. So rangers find the groups of gorillas every day, and they spend time with them, following where they're going, and then they're either visited by researchers or by tourists. So 70% of those 740 mountain gorillas are visited by people every day. That's something like 4,000 visitor hours per group per year. So there's a lot of contact that we have with the gorillas in all 3 countries. Right now there's a war going on in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Our team is not able to check those gorillas. But the way to think of it, if you look on a map, it's a big range where the gorillas are living. And to prevent problems means to make sure everyone who's visiting those gorillas understands that there is a disease risk that people carry. To treat problems, it means that when one of them gets caught in a snare, we are there within a day to take that snare off. That means you have to have vets in Uganda, Congo, and Rwanda. So we have a team, but we're in 3 different countries. We speak different languages. We are a combination of expat vets, myself and another vet, Dr. Magdalena Brown. And then we have a Rwandan veterinarian, Dr. Jean-Felix Kinani. We have a Ugandan veterinarian, field veterinarian, Dr. Bernard Sebede. And we have 2 Congolese field vets, Dr. Eddie Kambale and Dr. Jacques Nyanya. And then the project director is also a veterinarian, Dr. Mike Cranfield. And then our last vet, our 8th vet, is a professor at Macquarie University, which is Uganda's veterinary school. So it's a team that is active in the field, treating the gorillas. We would prefer to not touch the gorillas. So we check, 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 check. And if we feel they have a problem that is life-threatening and that is caused by people, then we discuss with the park authorities, would you like us to intervene? Because in some cases we may say no, because the vets don't want to sensitize the gorillas to their presence in case we had a really awful disease like Ebola virus, and they're working on a vaccine. That's a virus that kills a lot of people and primates quickly. We could go in, we could do a vaccine program, but it would disrupt everything, and we kind of need to save that for the really bad disaster. So our team believes the health of the gorillas is connected to the health of the entire ecosystem. That, of course, includes the people who live around the park, the people who visit the gorillas, those of us, the vets, the scientists, the researchers, the tourists. It also includes the animals inside the park and the animals around the park, so the domestic animals. So the One Health approach says it takes not only people to save wildlife, but it takes healthy people. And veterinarians need to plug their efforts in context, so of that fact. So we want to help the people around the park have healthier goats and cows, for example. We would like to help the health clinics that provide health care for the people who live around the park to work better, so that we can raise the health of everybody in the ecosystem. Now, it sounds very huge, like a huge ambitious job, and it is. We are the vets. We know what to do for the gorillas. But we can see these partnerships. So a lot of my job is to help this team form those partnerships so that we can bring people in who are experts at farm animal care, who can conduct a rabies clinic and vaccinate as many dogs as possible in a short span of time, who can go in and invest money in the clinics that provide health care around the park and improve that health care. So team-oriented One Health means we work together even though we work in 3 countries. We look for support and guidance from veterinarians and scientists all over the world. These mountain gorillas belong to everybody. So when we have a problem, we go out, we go to the experts and we say, what do you think? And then we're looking to build these kind of overlapping rings of health care that help people, their domestic animals, and then the habitat where the gorillas live.
And have you found that it has been a benefit over the course of the 2 years you've been doing it?
Yes, I took the job in Rwanda. I applied for the job and took it because I wanted, first of all, to work with an animal in its natural habitat. I'd never done that. And secondly, because I do think veterinarians have a role to play in restoring health, both for individual animals and for whole entire ecosystems. But you have to practice how to do that. You have to learn how to do that. And I think in every setting, it could potentially be different. So in this case, it's very clear that a gorilla, because they're related to people, needs that kind of holistic thinking. And I'd say I'm still learning how do those bits and pieces come together. And it's complicated in one hand, on the other it's so obvious. So I think it does work. I think it's a challenge because we don't typically fund an effort that from such a holistic approach. And we're also raising money for ours, is a small NGO, and there are lots of other nonprofits doing excellent work in the same region. And we're trying to raise money from the same source. And what I think has to happen for true success is a bigger view and a bigger investment in all the pieces that are One Health, of which veterinary medicine is only a part. But I think it is a model for conservation, protection, management. I'm not sure I even have the word anymore. I think if you wanted to go and protect, and there are programs that are protecting the wildlife of the Galapagos, for example, where veterinarians are a piece of that effort, protecting tigers or elephants, or come back to the United States. What does it take to really reintroduce a species to a place that now people have lived in, and then we want it to go back wild? Veterinarians are a piece of that effort, and we have to fund it and manage it with people in mind, healthy people in mind. And I think we have a lot to learn, but I'm optimistic can be done, and I'm still learning, for me personally, how that all goes.
Great, thank you.